Hello, good day, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and good morning to all the TPC members and TPC leaders globally. I am Caspar Deadmine from Medellin, Papua New Guinea. This is another series of my TPC 24/7 live broadcast. My fellow TPCans, living men, women, and children are more important than gold. We are very privileged that TPC admin has worked tirelessly to bring forth our the billion coin, our private community, and our private digital currency, which the value is based on each verified member of our private Kringle society. Today, I will take this great opportunity to share you with an article poster that was put on the blog by the TPC admin talking about the living men, women, and children, which are more valuable than gold. As you can see on the screen of the blog for this poster article, the living man is more valuable than gold. You can see this poster is showing the living man, which is more valuable. The article says, what is a living man? Is it just from breath or just heartbeat? Very, very important question. Are we only talking about the human body? What about the mind? Is there a spirit? What about free will? The beautiful complexity of a living man is so amazing. The living man was not meant to be captured or enslaved. To do so is clearly a wrong. Justice in principle has brought Tipsy to be, to right that which is or was wrong. The value of a living man is truly infinite. This truth, although in modern times has been cleverly hidden, has been well known throughout the ages. TBC is a reawakening to this eternal truth. From the start, TBC has moved forward on basis of agreement. Can see this blog. Let me show you the blog on the agreement. On this poster article put on by the TBC admin back in April 5, 2016, the agreement makes it all of this possible. How is all of this possible? It is because of the membership agreement. TBC came into being. From this poster article, the article says one of the reasons why TBC is called the billion coin is because the ultimate price matches out at 1 billion euros per TBC coin. So that means anyone holding on to even just one TBC coin could become a billionaire someday. At this time, the current price of TBC is a long way from 1 billion euros, and it may seem to some impossible for the TBC coin to ever arrive at a price of 1 billion euros per coin. To get there, according to the formula, we would need to get 1 billion people from around the world to each become verified members of the billion coin community. We will get there ultimately, and it's because of the membership agreement. Here is the agreement. All members of the billion coin community agree that this coin will never go down in value. It can only go up in price. This agreement is hinged on a software program that drives the price of TBC up by 1% to 5% daily until it reaches its ultimate price. Within those few words of the agreement, it does carry a lot of meaning. People from all over the world are sick and tired of artificial scarcity ruining their lives, which was covered briefly in another article on this blog. Abundance and prosperity are very natural things within the universe. And powerful people have been leading the people in mass to believe in the deception called scarcity. When people allow the cryptocurrency TBC to propel them into wealth with a software formula, they are making an agreement. Do the people at large have the right to make the agreement? This will of course be debated, so I want to arm you with some simple facts. First of all, people make agreements all the time without giving it much thought. Every time a person puts something in their mouth or chooses to wear a certain brand or selects a home to live in and so on, in each case they are making agreements. So, of course, people have the right to make agreements. Each agreement has a consequence. If an agreement brings harm to another in any way, it could be seen as a bad agreement. If you can get a person to believe in artificial scarcity, you can also get them to make a whole series of bad agreements. The fact that we live in a world filled with hunger, poverty, and war are all indicators that people at this time have all made a long list of bad agreements. Once the people in mass consciously choose to believe in abundance and prosperity for all, then we can do away with the plagues of hunger, poverty, and war, as well as many other things that are harmful to humanity. I hope this is beginning to open up your eyes to see the truth. Abundance and prosperity should be available to everyone, regardless of where they were born or anything else for that matter. With the part that the current price of TBC will take, It has many opportunities to create wealth, even vast wealth, for those that agree to use it. If people don't want to take advantage of those opportunities, they are free to not be a part of this. No one is being forced to use this cryptocurrency. The fact that Bitcoin has proven to stand up as a real currency means that all cryptocurrencies can also stand up as a real currencies too. Bitcoin, the first cryptocurrency, has pioneered the path for all cryptocurrencies. Yes, our membership agreement makes us different, but fundamentally, we are just another cryptocurrency. We have every right to a part of this. Embrace the idea that wealth can be spread through this special agreement. My fellow Tibetans, this is the agreement that made possible for everyone to be part of the Tibetan private community, which is now our Kringle Society. Let me continue with the initial article by way of sharing the screen on the blog. So as going through the agreement, let me continue with the article. We are private. We always have been and will always be that. Man uses mediums of exchange to transact. The Kringle Private Society has a medium of exchange known as TBC, and its smaller units, Kringles, that allows our members to transact one with the other on a peer-to-peer basis privately. This is not in any way a public medium of exchange. The collective membership of living men, living women, and their living children comprise the total value of this medium of exchange. So how do we compare this medium of exchange with the other mediums of exchange throughout the world? By mutual agreement, we have grounded ourselves to our Mother Earth by measuring our medium of exchange with grains of gold. This also enables us to calculate how our medium of exchange relates to all other mediums of exchange all around the world. Our research has shown that there can be some confusion regarding jurisdiction when any form of fiat is mentioned within our publications and broadcasts. Jurisdictions readily reach out to lay claim when our chance of winning can be found. To clearly denote that the jurisdiction of TBC and the Kringle Society are that of a private, non-public group. We have made it clear that our members are the basis of the value of our medium of exchange, and that we only measure that value in grains of gold. I also have made it clear that TBC is not backed by gold, and we are not pegged to gold. Our association to goal is only as a definable measurement of value only. To avoid any confusion on this line of jurisdiction, we are removing any references of any fiat from our websites. And that process started soon after making the first public notice. Let me show you the public notice. This is the public notice put out by the TPC admin. A Kringle Private Society, the Billion Coin. A Global Sharing Eleemosynary Society. Public announcement, October 1st, 2018. Let me read the first paragraph of the public notice. This public announcement is directed to the current members of the worldwide private society that has been known since March 2016 as the Billion Coin or TBC, as well as to all parties, both public and private, who may have an interest in this information. The intent of this announcement is to inform our members of important changes and refinements to our structure that are being implemented at this time to better serve our members and more accurately portray the nature and character of our society, our private membership association, and our global mission. This is being undertaken to better define exactly what our society and membership community is and has always been since our inception. These changes and refinements are a result of further research and investigation into the necessary compliance requirements of the global system. This relates to laws pertaining to monetary systems, public versus private currencies, and other matters. Let me go to the second paragraph. We have always since the beginning directed our efforts in creating the Billion Coin to be in full compliance with all laws and jurisdictions, while at the same time providing the solutions we have developed to relieve global poverty for all people in this world. With our new research and investigation, we have determined that certain use of language was misleading or potentially able to be misconstrued. Therefore, the time for clarity and precision is now upon us as a community. Certain foundational components of our private society membership association were inferred, but not necessarily precisely conveyed with our choice of language and presentations. Thus, we now see that we must correct previous errors and mistakes, whether done by commission or omission, and more properly present to our membership and the world at large what exactly we are and what we are not. Let me continue with the article. Henceforth, We call upon the cooperation of all members of TIBC to stop using any form of fiat to describe the value of TIBC. Let me repeat. Henceforth, the statement, we call upon the cooperation of all members of TBC to stop using any form of fiat to describe the value of TBC and to embrace measuring that value in gold. The admin fee is 4 gram, 4 GR, 4 grain, and the minimum amount of transaction to gain the related cookie rewards is 40 GR, 40 grain. To see how much the value of a grain of gold is, you can see a link to a third-party calculator on the dashboard of your KCBO. Let me show this article about the coincaps.com gold grain calculator. This is on the gold grain price calculator. You can be able to calculate. These are instructions. First, enter total number of grains. Like for the admin fee, say 4 grain. So you enter 4 there. So you can see the total gold value, US dollar. It's about $10, 2 to 1 cents. Now about the exchange of kringle for cookies, it's about 40 grains. You can see total gold value, US dollar, is $102.21. So this is the gold grain price calculator. Let me continue with the article. Even the business cards refer to gold, not fiat. The sooner we can unify our members around the use of these terms, the better. A handful of our members have been asked to disclose their interactions with TBC to an agency, and that is covered within the first public notice. These particular members would greatly appreciate our entire membership behaving completely, without any confusion, in a private manner immediately. Dealing with an agency is a hassle and a burden. Let's come together as one and stay private. It is lawful to be private. We are approaching our challenges lawfully, and they will all have to conclude we are outside of their jurisdiction. My fellow Tibetans, this article clearly indi- indicating and advising us that we all Tibetan members should not use fiat currency to compare or to measure the value of our TBC private currency. The value of our TBC private currency is based on the value of each living man, women, and their living children. And we only use the gold to measure its value. Gold will be as a medium that we can be able to measure, calculate the value of our TBC. This message is very, very clear. We all TBC members and TBC leaders must now be able to educate all our members and promote the value of our TBC based on all living men, women, and children. And we only use the gold as a measurable unit to calculate the value of our TBC kringle. Thank you very much, all TBC members. And thank you very much, TBC admin, for the great effort that is every time put on in helping us, all the TBC members, and also guiding us all through. May God bless TBC admin.